You wake up every morning wondering why the world seems to pass you by. You notice how others command attention when they speak, how doors open for them, how people listen when they talk. Yet when you enter a room, silence doesn't follow. When you speak, eyes don't turn toward you with anticipation. When you share your ideas, they fall on deaf ears. The painful truth is that respect isn't being given to you, and deep down, you know it. But here's what I want you to understand right now. This isn't your permanent condition. This isn't who you are destined to be forever. The lack of respect you're experiencing isn't because you're broken or worthless. It's because you haven't learned the fundamental principles that govern respect. You haven't understood the laws that determine how the world responds to you. Respect isn't something people owe you because you exist. Respect isn't given because you demand it. Respect isn't handed out like participation trophies. Respect is earned through specific behaviors, cultivated through intentional actions, and maintained through consistent character. The moment you understand this truth, everything changes. Right now, you might be sitting there thinking about all the people in your life who don't treat you the way you want to be treated. Your boss dismisses your suggestions. Your family members interrupt you mid-sentence. Your friends make plans without consulting you. Your colleagues take credit for your work. Your children ignore your instructions. Your spouse doesn't value your opinions. Every single day, you feel invisible, unheard, and unimportant. The pain of being disrespected cuts deeper than physical wounds. It attacks your sense of worth. It makes you question your value. It leaves you wondering if you matter at all. But I'm here to tell you that your current situation is not your final destination. The respect you crave is not out of reach. It's waiting for you to claim it through the right understanding and the right actions. The first reason people don't respect you is because you don't respect yourself. How can you expect others to value you when you don't value yourself? How can you demand honor when you don't honor yourself? Every morning when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see someone worthy of respect? Or do you see someone who apologizes for existing? Self-respect begins with understanding your intrinsic worth. You were born with purpose. You were created with unique gifts and abilities that no one else possesses. You have something valuable to contribute to this world. But if you don't believe this about yourself, if you don't carry yourself like someone who matters, why should anyone else treat you differently? Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Stop downplaying your achievements. Stop accepting less than you deserve. When you respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. People can sense your self-worth from across a room. They can tell whether you believe in yourself by how you carry your shoulders, how you speak, and how you present yourself to the world. The second reason people don't respect you is because you have no boundaries. You say yes when you mean no. You allow others to interrupt you. You let people walk over your decisions. You accept behavior from others that you would never accept from yourself. You've become a doormat, and doormats don't get respected, they get stepped on. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. Boundaries are guidelines that teach people how to treat you. When you fail to establish clear boundaries, you're essentially telling the world that your time, your energy, and your feelings don't matter. You're communicating that you're available for everyone else's convenience, but not worthy of consideration in return. Setting boundaries requires courage. It means saying no when you want to say yes to keep peace. It means standing firm when others pressure you to compromise. It means walking away from relationships and situations that consistently disrespect your values. But here's what happens when you establish healthy boundaries. People start to respect you because you've shown them that you respect yourself enough to protect what matters to you. The third reason people don't respect you is because you lack consistency. Your words don't match your actions. You make promises you don't keep. You start projects you don't finish. You change your mind based on who's in the room. People can't respect someone they can't predict, someone they can't depend on, someone who changes like the weather. Consistency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of respect. When people know they can count on you to do what you say you'll do, when they know your character remains stable regardless of circumstances, when they know your values don't shift based on convenience, they begin to respect you. But inconsistency destroys credibility, and without credibility, respect becomes impossible. Look at your own life. How many times have you made commitments to yourself that you've broken? How many goals have you set that you've abandoned? How many times have you compromised your standards when it became difficult to maintain them? If you can't keep promises to yourself, how can others trust that you'll keep promises to them? The fourth reason people don't respect you is because you don't add value to their lives. You show up to relationships, workplaces, and social situations thinking about what you can get rather than what you can give. You focus on your needs, your problems, your desires without considering how you can contribute to the lives of others. Respect follows value. When you consistently add value to people's lives, when you solve problems rather than create them, when you bring solutions instead of complaints, when you contribute more than you consume, people naturally begin to respect you. But if every interaction with you drains energy instead of adding it, if every conversation focuses on your problems instead of offering help with theirs, if your presence creates more work rather than reducing it, why would anyone respect you? Start looking for ways to serve others. Find problems you can solve. Offer skills you can share. Provide encouragement when others are discouraged. Be the person who makes other people's lives better simply by being present. When you shift your focus from getting to giving, from taking to contributing, from receiving to serving, respect follows naturally. The fifth reason people don't respect you is because you don't stand for anything. You have no clear values, you have no firm convictions, you go along with whatever is popular or convenient, you change your opinions based on who's listening. You avoid taking positions on important matters because you're afraid of conflict or rejection. People respect those who stand for something even if they disagree with what they stand for. There's something admirable about someone who has clear principles and lives by them regardless of the cost. But there's nothing respectable about someone who stands for nothing, who bends with every wind, who has no moral compass to guide their decisions. What do you believe in? What principles guide your life? What values are non-negotiable for you? What would you be willing to sacrifice for? What hills are you willing to die on? If you can't answer these questions clearly, you've identified a major reason why people don't respect you. You need to develop a clear set of values and have the courage to live by them, even when it's difficult. The sixth reason people don't respect you is because you seek validation from everyone. You need approval from others to feel good about yourself. You change your behavior based on who's watching. You say what people want to hear rather than what you believe to be true. You're so desperate to be liked that you've forgotten how to be respected. Here's a hard truth. You cannot be respected and desperately seek approval at the same time. These two things are mutually exclusive. When you're constantly looking for validation from others, you communicate that your opinion of yourself isn't enough. You signal that others' opinions matter more than your own. You give away your power and wonder why people don't treat you with respect. Stop seeking approval and start seeking excellence. Stop trying to be liked and start trying to be valuable. Stop changing yourself to fit in and start being authentic. When you stop needing everyone to validate you, when you become comfortable with who you are, regardless of others' opinions, when you operate from inner confidence rather than external approval, people begin to respect you because you've shown them that you respect yourself. The seventh reason people don't respect you is because you avoid responsibility. When things go wrong, you blame others. When projects fail, you point fingers. When relationships struggle, you make it everyone else's fault. You've become an expert at explaining why your circumstances aren't your responsibility, but you've never learned to take ownership of your life. Responsibility is the price of respect. When you take responsibility for your choices, your results, your growth, and your behavior, people begin to see you as someone who can be trusted with important matters. But when you consistently avoid responsibility, when you always have an excuse, when you never admit fault, people lose respect for you because they see you as someone who can't be counted on when things get difficult. Start taking responsibility for everything in your life. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop pointing fingers at other people. Take ownership of your decisions, your results, your mistakes, and your growth. The moment you become someone who takes full responsibility for your life is the moment, people begin to respect you as a mature, dependable person. The eighth reason people don't respect you is because you don't invest in yourself. You don't read books that could expand your mind. You don't develop skills that could increase your value. You don't work on personal growth that could improve your character. You don't pursue education that could advance your career. You've stopped growing, and stagnant people don't command respect. People respect those who are constantly improving, constantly learning, constantly growing. They respect those who invest time, energy, and resources into becoming better versions of themselves. But they don't respect those who remain the same year after year, who never challenge themselves to grow, who never acquire new knowledge or develop new skills. What have you learned this year? What skills have you developed? What books have you read? What courses have you taken? What personal growth work have you done? If you can't answer these questions with specific examples, you've identified another reason why people don't respect you. You need to become someone who is constantly growing and improving. The ninth reason people don't respect you is because you gossip and complain. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to talk negatively about someone who isn't present. You focus on problems instead of solutions. You spread rumors instead of facts. You complain about situations instead of working to improve them. You've become known as someone who brings negativity wherever you go. People don't respect gossipers because they know they can't trust them. If you'll talk negatively about others to them, you'll talk negatively about them to others. People don't respect complainers because they drain energy instead of creating solutions. People don't respect those who focus on problems because they add to difficulties rather than resolving them. Stop gossiping about others and start celebrating their successes. Stop complaining about situations and start working to improve them. Stop spreading negativity and start bringing solutions. Stop being the person who talks about what's wrong and become the person who works to make things right. The 10th reason people don't respect you is because you don't keep your word. You make commitments you don't honor. You make appointments you don't keep. You make promises you don't fulfill. You say you'll do something and then you don't do it. Your word has become meaningless because it's not backed up by action. Your word is your bond. It's the currency of respect. When your word means something, when people know they can count on what you say, when your promises are as good as contracts, people respect you. But when your word means nothing, when your promises are just sounds that make people feel good in the moment, when your commitments aren't reliable, respect becomes impossible. From this moment forward, let your word be your bond. Don't make promises you're not prepared to keep. Don't make commitments you're not willing to honor. Don't say you'll do something unless you're absolutely certain you'll follow through. Make your word so reliable that people never question whether you'll do what you say you'll do. The 11th reason people don't respect you is because you don't prepare. You show up to meetings without having done your homework. You arrive at appointments without being ready. You enter conversations without understanding the topic. You tackle projects without proper planning. You've become known as someone who wings it. And people don't respect those who are unprepared. Preparation demonstrates respect. Respect for others' time, respect for the opportunity, respect for the responsibility you've been given. When you consistently show up prepared, when you've done your homework, when you understand what's expected of you, when you've thought through the challenges and solutions, people respect you because you've shown that you take things seriously. Start preparing for everything. Before every meeting, know the agenda and have something valuable to contribute. Before every conversation, understand the context and background. Before every project, create a plan and gather the necessary resources. Before every opportunity, do the work required to excel. Preparation is the foundation of performance, and performance earns respect. The 12th reason people don't respect you is because you make everything about you. Every conversation becomes about your problems, your achievements, your opinions, your experiences. You don't listen to others because you're too busy waiting for your turn to talk. You don't show interest in other people's lives because you're too focused on your own. You've become a conversational narcissist, and people don't respect those who are self-absorbed. People respect those who show genuine interest in others. They respect those who listen more than they speak. They respect those who ask thoughtful questions and remember the answers. They respect those who celebrate others' successes and offer support during their struggles. but they don't respect those who only care about themselves. Start making conversations about others. Ask questions about their lives, their goals, their challenges, their interests. Listen to their answers without immediately relating everything back to your own experiences. Show genuine interest in their well-being and success. Become someone who adds value to others rather than someone who only seeks attention for yourself. The 13th reason people don't respect you is because you have poor emotional control. You react instead of responding. You let your emotions make your decisions. You explode when things don't go your way. You become defensive when challenged. You take everything personally. You've become emotionally unpredictable, and people don't respect those who can't control their emotions. Emotional maturity is essential for earning respect. People need to know that you can handle pressure, that you can remain calm in difficult situations, that you can think clearly even when emotions are high. They need to know that you won't explode, that you won't make rash decisions based on how you feel in the moment, that you can be trusted to respond appropriately regardless of circumstances. Learn to manage your emotions instead of letting them manage you. Develop the ability to pause between stimulus and response. Practice staying calm under pressure. Work on responding thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Become someone who can be counted on to remain stable even when situations become unstable. The 14th reason people don't respect you is because you don't dress the part. Your appearance communicates messages about how you see yourself and how seriously you take various situations. When you consistently dress inappropriately, when your grooming is poor, when your appearance suggests you don't care about yourself, people struggle to respect you because you're not respecting the situation or the people involved. This isn't about expensive clothes or perfect looks. This is about appropriateness, cleanliness, and showing that you understand the importance of different contexts. When you dress appropriately for each situation, when your appearance suggests that you take things seriously, when your grooming shows that you respect yourself and others, people respond with increased respect. Start paying attention to how your appearance affects how others respond to you. Dress appropriately for each situation. Keep yourself well groomed. Make sure your appearance communicates that you understand the importance of the moment and that you respect both yourself and the people you're interacting with. The 15th reason people don't respect you is because you don't have clear goals. You drift through life without direction. You don't know what you want to achieve. You don't have plans for your future. You live reactively instead of proactively. You've become someone who goes wherever life takes you instead of someone who directs where life goes. People respect those who have clear vision, specific goals, and concrete plans. They respect those who know where they're going and are actively working to get there. They respect those who take responsibility for creating their own future instead of waiting for things to happen to them. But they don't respect those who drift aimlessly through life without purpose or direction. Define what you want to achieve in life. Set specific, measurable goals. Create concrete plans for reaching those goals. Take daily action toward your objectives. Become someone who is actively creating their future instead of someone who is passively waiting for life to happen. The 16th reason people don't respect you is because you surround yourself with the wrong people. You spend time with those who don't challenge you to grow. You associate with those who don't share your values. You maintain relationships with those who bring out the worst in you instead of the best. You've allowed yourself to be influenced by people who don't respect themselves, and their lack of self-respect has become contagious. The people you surround yourself with have enormous influence over who you become. If you spend time with people who don't value growth, who don't have ambition, who don't take responsibility for their lives, their attitudes and behaviors will influence yours. But if you surround yourself with people who are constantly improving, who have high standards, who challenge you to be better, their influence will help you become someone worthy of respect. Evaluate your relationships. Identify the people who are helping you become better and those who are holding you back. Spend more time with those who inspire you to grow and less time with those who enable your worst tendencies. Choose friends who challenge you to be your best self, not those who accept your excuses and mediocrity. The 17th reason people don't respect you is because you don't follow through on your commitments to yourself. You set goals you don't achieve. You make plans you don't execute. You promise yourself you'll change, but you remain the same. You've become someone you can't even respect So how can you expect others to respect you? Self-respect comes from self-trust, and self-trust comes from consistently doing what you say you'll do, especially when it's difficult. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build internal credibility. Every time you follow through on a commitment you've made to yourself, you strengthen your character. But every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your own foundation and make it harder for others to trust and respect you. Start keeping promises to yourself. If you say you'll exercise, exercise. If you say you'll read, read. If you say you'll save money, save money. If you say you'll improve a skill, work on that skill. Build a track record of following through on commitments to yourself, and this internal integrity will naturally translate into external respect from others. The 18th reason people don't respect you is because you don't speak with authority. You hedge every statement with maybe or I think or I'm not sure. You ask permission for things that don't require permission. You speak tentatively about subjects you know well. You've trained people not to take you seriously by the way you communicate uncertainty, even when you're certain. People respect those who speak with confidence and authority about things they know. They respect those who state facts clearly, who express opinions firmly, who communicate with conviction. But they don't respect those who sound uncertain about everything, who qualify every statement, who ask for permission to share their own thoughts. Learn to speak with authority about things you know. State your opinions clearly. Share your knowledge confidently. Stop asking permission to contribute valuable information. Stop hedging your statements when you're certain about something. Train people to take you seriously by communicating like someone who should be taken seriously. The 19th reason people don't respect you is because you don't add value in conversations. You don't contribute useful information. You don't offer helpful insights. You don't ask thoughtful questions. You don't bring new perspectives. You simply take up space in discussions without adding anything meaningful to them. People respect those who enhance conversations, who bring valuable insights, who ask questions that help everyone think more deeply, who contribute information that helps solve problems. They respect those who make discussions more productive and enlightening. But they don't respect those who add nothing to conversations, who waste everyone's time with pointless comments, who distract from important topics. Before you speak in any conversation, ask yourself what value you're adding. Are you contributing useful information? Are you asking helpful questions? Are you offering insights that others haven't considered? Are you helping move the conversation toward productive solutions? If you can't identify the value you're adding, consider staying quiet and listening instead. The 20th reason people don't respect you is because you don't understand the difference between being nice and being respected. You think that being nice to everyone, agreeing with everyone, and avoiding conflict will earn you respect. But niceness without backbone doesn't command respect. It invites people to take advantage of you. Nice people are often well-liked, but they're not necessarily respected. Respect comes from having clear standards and maintaining them. Respect comes from standing up for what you believe in, even when it's uncomfortable. Respect comes from being willing to have difficult conversations when necessary. Respect comes from being firm when firmness is required, even if it means some people won't like you. Stop trying to be liked by everyone and start trying to be respected by those who matter. Stop avoiding conflict at all costs and start engaging in necessary difficult conversations. Stop agreeing with everyone and start expressing your authentic opinions. Stop being nice to the point of being taken advantage of and start being kind but firm in your boundaries. Now that you understand why people don't respect you, you have a choice. You can continue living the same way, making the same mistakes, exhibiting the same behaviors that have kept respect at arm's length. Or you can decide that today marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life, a chapter where you command the respect you deserve because you've become someone worthy of that respect. The path to respect isn't easy, but it's simple. Start respecting yourself by setting clear boundaries and maintaining them. Become consistent in your words and actions. Add value to every relationship and interaction. Develop clear values and live by them regardless of the cost. Take responsibility for everything in your life without making excuses. Invest in your personal growth continuously. Stop gossiping and complaining and start solving problems. Keep your word in all circumstances. Prepare thoroughly for every opportunity. Show genuine interest in others instead of focusing only on yourself. Control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Dress appropriately for each situation. Set clear goals and work toward them daily. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better. Follow through on commitments to yourself. Speak with authority about things you know. Add value to every conversation you join. Stop trying to be liked by everyone and start trying to be respected by those who matter. These aren't just suggestions, they're requirements if you want to be respected. They're not optional behaviors for someone who wants to command respect from others. They're the non-negotiable characteristics of people who are respected wherever they go, in whatever situation they find themselves. The respect you crave is not out of reach. It's not reserved for other people. It's not something you'll never achieve. It's waiting for you on the other side of the decision to become someone worthy of it. It's available to you the moment you decide to stop making excuses and start making changes. It's yours for the taking when you decide to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the creator of your character. But you must decide, you must choose to become someone different. You must choose to do the work required to earn respect. You must choose to maintain the standards necessary to keep respect once you've earned it. You must choose to become someone you can respect before you can expect others to respect you. The world is waiting to respect you, but it's waiting for you to give it a reason. Your family is ready to respect you, but they're waiting for you to become someone worthy of their respect. Your colleagues are prepared to respect you, but they need to see evidence that you respect yourself and the work you do. Your friends want to respect you, but they need to see that you have standards worth respecting. Stop waiting for respect to be given to you and start earning it through your daily choices. Stop hoping people will treat you differently and start becoming someone who deserves different treatment. Stop complaining about how others see you and start changing what they have to see. Your journey toward respect begins with a single decision, the decision to become someone worthy of the respect you desire. That decision leads to actions, and those actions create habits, and those habits form character, and that character commands respect. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's not chance, it's wanabadiena. The predictable result of becoming someone who embodies the characteristics that naturally earn respect from others. The time for excuses is over. The time for blaming others is finished. The time for waiting for circumstances to change is done. The time for becoming someone worthy of respect is now. Your respect journey begins today with your next choice, your next action, your next decision to be better than you were yesterday. You have everything you need to become someone who is respected. You have the knowledge of what needs to change. You have the ability to make those changes. You have the power to choose differently. You have the opportunity to start fresh. The only question that remains is this: will you? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. The opportunity is before you. The time is now. Step into the person you're meant to be and watch as the respect you've always wanted naturally follows.